All right, hey you guys, welcome to our incentive training. We are going to talk about earning the fall incentive on this call, so I hope you guys are ready. I am not going to go line by line through the incentive requirements because everything is on Workstation and we can all read, so I'm not going to go line by line. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go over it. We're going to kind of do an overview, and we're going to talk about some things that you need to be doing in order to have the best chance at earning this incentive. Before we start, I want to say a couple things. So number one, I am going to do a giveaway at the end of this training. You do have to be on the call in order to be eligible to win. Okay, so I know that sometimes people aren't able to make it on live, and that's completely understandable, but I'm going to keep this exclusive to those who made the time to be here. So part of the giveaway is still on the way, but part of it is right here. I think you guys are really going to like it. So I have it in my notes to tell you guys what you have to do at the end of the call. So if I start to be like, okay, goodbye, and I haven't done it yet, somebody please like wave crazy hands at me or something so I don't forget, okay? But I want to tell you guys a funny story too, because last night, this kind of has to do with Scentsy. It's not completely Scentsy related, but it has to do with Scentsy. So last night, as you guys probably know, my kids are in all the sports. So Brennan is in hockey, Emily's in ice skating, and Audrey's in gymnastics. And Brennan and Audrey are both running fundraisers for their sports right now. So Brennan's group is running football squares, and Audrey's gymnastics is doing pizza kits. And so I picked up our pizza kit order forms last night at the gym, and I had one sitting in the car, and we were getting ready to leave the gym, and Matt goes right to hockey after gymnastics is over. And so we're in the car, and he's like saying goodbye to everybody, and I was like, hey, and I pull up the thing of pizza kit thing, and I was like, you want to take this to hockey and see if anybody wants to buy pizza kits or see if anybody wants any squares for hockey? And he looks at me and he's like, they're not going to want to buy that stuff. And I was like, listen, take it and ask. You never know. Somebody might want a pizza kit, right? So he takes it, kind of like huffs about it and takes it, right? So he gets home after midnight, so I'm already sleeping. I wake up this morning and I come in and I'm sitting down at the computer, and the pizza kit form is sitting in front of my computer, and he has 4 orders for pizza kits and 2 squares that he sold last night. So I was like, see? This is why I say you have got to open your mouth and ask. So I said, it's just like I'm talking to my Scentsy team, because we say it to you guys, we say it to each other, we say it to ourselves. They're not going to want this, or they're not going to buy that. And we never know, and it's not our job to figure it out, and it's not our job to put thoughts into somebody else's head. And so had I not made him take that and open his mouth, we wouldn't have gotten those orders. And this is money that goes directly back to our kids for their sports. So if I turned that into PRV, he would have got like 150 PRV last night just by opening his mouth and asking, right? So like I said, it isn't directly Scentsy related, but because it's something that I think a lot of us deal with and struggle with when we're worrying about talking to people about Scentsy, he wouldn't have gotten those 4 orders and sold 2 squares had he not taken those things and opened his mouth last night. So I'm super proud of him. I told him that I was going to give him a little goodie for it or something for earning us some money. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. So, all right, I want to make sure I can't go through and mute I think I can mute everybody, mute all. Okay, so I'm going to go through and mute you guys only because I want to make sure that we keep the background noise down, because sometimes it gets really hard for people to hear, and it like goes in and out for whoever is speaking. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys. If there's something that you want to say, go ahead and raise your hand or put it in the chat, and I can unmute you if you want to talk. But there is a lot to go over. I can't go over an hour in this meeting because I have to run a Facebook party live after this. So I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can. Again, all of this stuff is on Workstation. So this is not anything that you don't have access to outside of this call, but I want to talk about some different things, important areas and things to look for, and how to create your plan to have the best shot at earning. Okay. So let me do one thing really quick. I guess I have to spotlight myself. I'm going to do that. Oh, look there's my big head. Okay. why does it say host has spotlighted you? Am I not the host? I don't know. Anyway, we're good. Okay, so incentive trip. First of all, I want to know, what trip are you hoping for? Like, do you want to go to Orlando and get your SFR paid for and get room drops and all of that extra fun attention and all the goodies at SFR? Do you want to go to Hawaii, or do you want to shoot for the top 50 and go to Bora Bora? So go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me know what you're working for. I see lots of SFRs. I love it. I want to go to Bora Bora. Bora Bora is on my bucket list, but any of these trips would be amazing. I don't think that the Hawaii dates will work for us. And I know we talked about this at SFR. I don't know if Tara's on or not, but I know that she really wanted to do Hawaii, but the dates don't really work for her either. And so that's kind of a bummer. But SFR is going to be great. I love that they're offering SFR as a trip option this year, because let me tell you, typically when you hit level 1 and it's SFR, you get your registration paid for. Or if you choose it at a different level, you get your registration, your lodging and things like that paid for, but they don't do room drops. They did in Anaheim, but that was kind of a one-off anomaly situation because of the way the trips were earned and everything. But you typically don't get room drops. But with this incentive, it's going to be treated as an incentive trip. Okay. So I love that everybody has their eye on a prize, one or the other. And here's the thing. If you guys have been on an incentive training with me before, you always know how I approach these, right? These incentives are set up to help us grow our businesses. So whatever it is that they put out there, whether it's a spring summer incentive where we get products and goodies and bags and shoes and chairs and all of those things, or if it's a fall trip or a fall incentive where we get a trip, the whole reason, the intent for these is for us to grow our businesses. Okay. So the prizes that they're offering us are the sprinkles. And so regardless of whether you actually hit all of the requirements to earn a trip or not, at the end of this 6 months, if you are working towards one of those goals, you are going to grow your business. And that's the most important part. Okay. Earning the trip is great. Earning the trip is amazing. And especially if it's somewhere you really want to go and you earn it and it's fantastic. But a lot of times I hear, well, I don't want to go there, so I'm not going to work for it. Or I don't want to go to Hawaii, or I don't want to go to Bora Bora or whatever. And that's fine. I'm not saying that everybody has to want to go to the places, but the whole intent is for you to grow your business. It's not about where the trip is to or what the prize is. It's about growing your business. And the trip or the prize or the product or whatever it is that we get at the end is the sprinkles. Okay. So regardless of whether it's something that you want personally, I always tell people to work your business during an incentive period as if the incentive prize or trip location is the one thing you wanted to do your entire life. Because at the end of the day, growing our business is going to pay us back more than going on a trip or getting some chairs or shoes or a bag or whatever. Okay. So remember kind of the whole reason behind these things. It's not about the destination, right? It's about the journey, but you want to grow your business. And that's the whole point of why these incentives are set up the way that they are. Okay. So 2 objectives for this training tonight. Number 1 is to make sure that you know what's needed to earn each level. And then number 2 is to get you ready to create a plan, if you haven't already started, on how you're going to meet all of those requirements. Okay. I realize we're 10 days into the month already. Typically, I would have done this last week, but I was at the beach with my family. And so I'm a little bit behind on getting this, but I hope that you guys have already hit the ground running. We had an amazing launch with the Friends Warmer. So that was a great way to start August and a brand new incentive period. So we have to keep the momentum going. We've got new stuff coming out almost every week. But in between those things, or if those things aren't getting a lot of traction for you, we have an amazing catalog that most of which is on sale this month. So there is never, I feel like, a lack of things to share. And when we're working in an incentive period, it really just takes a lot more being intentional and working harder so that you can hit these goals that we have to hit in order to earn. Okay. If you want to set up any kind of like one-on-one to talk about your plan or get some ideas or walk through things, message me. If I am not your director, I want to include your director in that, because it's their job, if you will, to be there to guide you. And I'm not saying that I don't want to help people, but I want to make sure that, number one, I'm not stepping on toes and I'm giving them the opportunity to help. But if it takes 3 brains to work through it, we can do that. Okay. I don't want people to feel like they're out there on their own, because you're not. If you guys are in this group page, you know that this is an active place where you can come and ask for help, and you can ask for ideas and tips. The bottom line is that the work comes down to you. Regardless of whether we're working for an incentive or not, we can give you all the tips in the world. We can give you all the training in the world, but you have to be doing the work, putting boots to the ground and doing the work in order for it to work. Okay. So creating a plan is great, but executing the plan is where the magic is going to happen. Okay. So we can fill out trackers and we can put projected points into a spreadsheet, and that's all great. But if you're not working towards those things, then it doesn't mean anything. Okay. So on the workstation, you've got a how to earn that'll give you the breakdown of what points you need. We're going to go over that tonight. There is a printable tracker right on the workstation that you can print. I also put this in the board, which I think I shared either in the event page or in the group page. I can't remember, but I created a board on the Boards app to kind of house some of this stuff, so it's all in one place. But it is in workstation, so that's just as easy to get to as boards. But this is the printable tracker that's available. You can print it out, hang it up in front of your computer, check things off as you earn them. That's a perfect way to track. There's other trackers that I linked in there. If you like electronic things, there is a Google spreadsheet or a Google sheet that I linked in there as well. I like the electronic ones because I can play with numbers. But you can plug in all of your projected things and check things off as you hit them and add names and all of that good stuff. So definitely go in and check those out, play around with them, because you need to know what you need to do so that you can go out there and do it. Okay. So it's one thing to just look at all of these numbers and say, okay, I need X number of points to hit this. How am I going to do that? Right? It's backing into the individual tasks that you're going to need to do to make it happen. Okay. So that tracker is online. This, which we're going to go over, this is on the how to earn tab of the incentive tab. And then there is a tracker in there. There's circles in it. It's going to tell you exactly what points you've earned as you go along. So you can check that. I typically check mine every day because I'm a numbers nerd and I love seeing where I am and where I need to be. And so check those periodically, because it's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you on track because you've got something in front of you that you're working toward. And you're going to be able to see like where you might need to kick it into high gear a little bit more, or where you're doing okay and things like that. Okay. All right. So as I said, setting the plan is not going to earn you this trip. Putting things down on paper is not going to earn you this trip. Getting really excited about it is not going to earn you this trip. The magic is in the execution of your plan. Okay. Also, you will not earn this incentive. I'm going to tell you this right now. You will not earn this incentive by just doing what you're doing right now. Okay. These incentives, like I said, are designed in a way to push you to grow, to push you to get uncomfortable, not in an icky way, right? We're not going to start like cold messaging people and all of that stuff. No, but it's going to push you to do things maybe that you're a little bit scared to do. Because if we just continue doing what we're doing, we're going to stay where we are. But the whole point of these incentives are for us to grow. So you're going to have to do more than what you're doing today in order to earn. Okay. You have to give more, you have to commit, you have to be consistent, you have to dedicate the time, and you have to put in the work. We are all busy. Okay. We have jobs outside of Sensi. We have families, we have kids, we have elderly parents we have to take care of. We have all of the things, right? We're volunteering and we're doing everything. Everybody is busy. I'm not busier than any one of you guys, and none of you are busier than me. It doesn't matter. We don't have the time. We have to make the time. And if it's important to you, you will find a way to do that. Okay. All right. So if you have questions as we go through this, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm trying to kind of keep an eye on it, but obviously I can't. I see like some discussion and stuff happening, but if you have questions specific to what we're talking about, go ahead and put them in the chat. But also remember there's an FAQ in the workstation too. So if it's just a general like question about how to earn, if I don't answer it in here, go to the FAQ, see if it's there. If it's not, message me, we'll figure it out, okay? All right, so let's talk about the basics. There's 3 levels of this incentive that you can earn. Level 1 is the 2-piece set of luggage. If you guys have not seen the luggage, it's fantastic. I have the gray set and I have the purple set. So we got those for, what did we get? One of them was for director consistency. I don't remember if the other one was for an incentive or something else. I don't remember, but I have both sets, but they're hard side. They have pretty Scentsy print on the inside. They zip on one side. They're fantastic. Okay, so that's level 1 is the luggage set. In order to hit level 1, you need 15,000 points, no sponsoring points. Okay, so if you're not in a place right now where, here's the thing, sponsoring, I feel like it's always important when you want to grow your business, right? Because you can do so much in your business and then you have to help others do things in their business so that you can continue to grow, right? It's kind of like the helium balloons, right? Like if you have a balloon that's coming up underneath you, it's going to help you go up as well. So if you're not quite to that place yet, or if you're not interested in growing a team, but you still want to work for something, level 1 is a great goal because you don't need any sponsoring points. So this is all 100% in your control. It's 100% based on PRV and your own performance. Okay, so you can absolutely do that. I will say right off the top that it is easier, statistically easier for essential certified lead consultants to earn these incentives than it is for directors and above, okay? Because there's more opportunity when we start talking about promotion points, there's more opportunity for newer consultants there. As a superstar director, I don't have any promotion points available to me, okay? You have, as a essential certified lead, star, superstar, you have promotion points as you promote to the next title. I can't get those anymore. So I have to work harder to get other points in other ways because those aren't available to me, okay? So if you hear people, or if you're thinking in your head, like, well, I'm just an essential or certified consultant, I can't earn this, I'm not a director or above, shut it down because it's not true. Anybody can earn this. I remember when we were in Mexico in 2019, and I think they said like the top 5 or the top 10 earners, like points wise, and like 4 of them were lead consultants of the top earners for the entire trip. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I want to say like 4 or 5 of them were lead consultants or star consultants. So you don't have to be any specific level to earn these. It's all about the effort that you put in. Okay. All right. So that's level 1 is 15,000 points, no sponsoring points. That's going to get you the luggage set. Okay. Level 2 is the trip to Hawaii for you as a consultant. Okay. 33,000 points, 5,400 of those need to be sponsoring points. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more shortly about how you can get those different types of points, whether it's PRV or individual points or sponsoring points. Okay. So 33,000, 5,400 need to be sponsoring points. For level 3, which is the trip for 2, you and a guest, it's 60,000 points. 9,400 of those need to be sponsoring points. Okay. So what you need to do is figure out what it is that you want to work for, and then start working into those points to figure out what you need to be doing, break it down into 6 months, figure out what you need to be getting per month in order to hit that. And you guys shoot high. You have to shoot high, because here's the thing. If anything happens during the incentive period, especially at the very end, if you have a customer that places an order that disputes the order with their credit card, or something goes through fraud and it gets taken away from your PRV, those points are going to get taken away. And it doesn't happen very often, but it is possible. So make sure that when you're shooting for your goal, that you're shooting for a couple thousand points more than what you need to give yourself a little cushion. Okay. Because I would die if somebody hit 60,000 right on the nose and then something crazy happened and they lost 200 points and they didn't get it. Okay. So always shoot a little bit high so that you have a cushion. Tara says, shoot for the top 50. Well, somebody had posted, they're like, I'm going to shoot for Bora Bora, and if I fall short, I land in Hawaii. And I kind of like that, because You're going to shoot for the top. And if you don't quite hit it, you're still potentially going to end up on a beach in Hawaii. I'm okay with that. All right. So let's walk through the categories of how you can earn specific points. Then we're going to talk about some ways that you can do that. Okay. So again, I'm going to be going through this document from the workstation. I'm not going to go line by line. We're just going to kind of skim. I urge you to go through and read it pretty carefully so that you know exactly what you can be doing and where you can be earning points. Okay. So your first opportunity for points is going to come from PRV. Every 1 point of PRV equals 1 incentive point. Okay. So if you have 500 PRV this month, you've earned yourself 500 incentive points. Okay. Simple, right? If it was all that simple, it would be great, but that's the easiest one. PRV is 100% in your control. And so that is the one that you can really focus on and say, I am going to hit X number of points every month so that I can shut this part down, right? And get the PRV points, the consistency points, all of that stuff, okay? So PRV points, 1 for 1, very simple. If you attend 2024 World Tour in person, that's going to be January, February. And I'm going to go back to this in a second. You're going to get 500 points towards the incentive just for going to World Tour. Okay. Now, in the event that World Tour happens after the incentive, we don't know what the dates are, but it's quite possible that World Tour dates could be after January 31st, which I didn't even say what the dates were of the incentive. August 1st, 2023 to January 31st, 2024. If your World Tour date falls after the January 31st deadline, audits are still happening during February. So I can't remember last year if they awarded us the 500 when we registered or in January if we were registered. I don't remember how they did that, but I do know that during audits, if you were not at SFR, those points can be taken away. Okay, so don't think that you can just go register and not show up and they'll still give you the points. Because again, like, why cheat the system? It's not doing you any good. Okay, but that's an easy 500 points. Plus, you're going to get amazing training, free stuff, giveaways, networking with your friends. Who went to SFR, who went to the World Tour this year? You know how cool it is. 500 points just for going, right? Okay. Next up, PRV consistency. PRV consistency points come in when you earn 1,000 or more PRV or submit 1,000 or more PRV in 5 out of 6 months. So from August until January, 5 of those months, you have to submit 1,000 or more. Doesn't have to be 5 in a row. You could miss October. That would be like not the month that you would typically miss, but you could miss October, whatever. But 5 of those 6 months, you have to put in 1,000 or more. Okay. I urge you to try to do it August, September, October, November, December, because that way, you know, it's done. And that's not something that you have to hit in January. Okay. All right. And that gets you 1,500 points. So between World Tour, if you hit 1,000, let's say you put in exactly 1,000 PRV in those 5 months. Let's say you didn't even do anything in January. That's 5,000 plus 500 for World Tour if you go, and 1,500 for PRV consistency. You would have, I don't know, 5,000, what did I say? 65, 7,000 points right there. Okay. And we're only on the first line of requirements. Okay. So it's absolutely doable. All right. All right. Next up is sensational start points. If you yourself are a newer consultant and you hit the sensational start levels 1, 2, or 3 during the earning period, you will get 1,000 points if you hit level 1, 2,000 points if you hit level 3, and 5,000 points if you hit level 2, 2,000 points, 5,000 points if you hit level 3. Okay. Again, you're a newer consultant. This is a huge opportunity for some points for you. Okay. Personal promotions. You can earn anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 points just by personal promotions. If you promote for the first time to a specific title during the incentive period, you're going to earn points based on that title. So if you are essential consultant right now, if you're brand new and you have not yet hit certified, you're going to get 1,000 points when you hit certified. Okay. Lead consultant's going to get 1,500. Star is going to get 2,000. Superstar consultant 3,000. If you hit director, you get 5,000 points. Tara, do you hear that? Star director 8,000 points, and superstar director 10,000 points. Bonus points. Okay. All right. Activity bonus. This was changed up, I think, last year, and I love it because it's, again, more opportunity for points based on where you are each month. So activity bonus is going to give you a certain number of bonus points based on the rank that you are paid at each month. Okay. So regardless of whether you get paid at title, and if you don't know the difference between title and rank, I'm not going to go into it now, but there is a difference between title and rank. Okay. If you're a superstar consultant, but you're not quite hitting your numbers and you're getting paid at star consultant, you're going to get whatever the total number of points for star consultant is. Now, the way they used to do this was that if you didn't get paid at title, you didn't get any points. So depending on what your rank is, those are the points that you're going to get. And Tara just said, rank points are already showing up in your incentive tracker on the workstation. So as you hit each rank, the points will adjust. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because, again, those are the kinds of things that are done for us. We don't have to figure that out on our own. If you go into your incentive tracker, you're going to see for August, under the column for August, it may say star consultant and you have your 300 points. Now, if you get paid at superstar consultant, if you're a superstar consultant and then you get paid at superstar consultant, it's going to change to 500 points. So it's already done for you. And it's a very easy way to stay on track with that tracker because those points are updating. It updates once a day. So if you go in there and you look at it and it doesn't look right based on what your PRV is for the day or whatever, just remember it only updates once a day early in the morning. Okay, so that's activity bonus. That's going to be a bonus chunk of points for you every single month based on the rank that you are paid at. Okay. All right, so then we start talking about sponsoring. If you sponsor a new consultant who earns Sensational Start between August 1st and July 31st, you're going to get 500 points if they earn level 1, 1,000 if they earn level 2, and 2,000 if they earn level 3. So again, helping others grow also helps us grow. Okay, so that person is going to get Sensational Start points that we just talked about a couple minutes ago, 1, 2, or 3,000, depending on what level they hit. But you as their sponsor for guiding them and leading them are also going to get rewarded for that. And you're going to get points for that too. Okay, so as we have new consultants join during the incentive period, make sure that you are guiding them and that you're focusing on that Sensational Start, those different Sensational Start levels to get their business up and running because they're going to hit it and get bonus points. And when they hit it, you're also going to get bonus points. Okay. The next one is, if you sponsored a consultant and they started before the August 1st incentive period, if they promote to certified during the period for the first time, you as their sponsor are going to get 250 points. Okay. So the difference is going to be if they joined prior to August 1st or between August 1st and January 31st. If they started before August 31st, when they hit certified, they're still getting 1,000 points. It doesn't matter for them, but you will be getting 250 points. So even if you have someone who's been around that hasn't been really into their business, but maybe they're deciding now is the time that they want to jump in, push them to get to certified. Number 1, they get a 5% raise. So they're getting more money in their paycheck. Number 2, they're getting points for the incentive, and them getting points, you also get points. So I think if they reinstate, I'm trying to think of how to word it. I'm gonna write this down, Tara, because I can't think of how to word what I want to say to make sense without making it more confusing. So let me figure out how I can answer the question, and then they come back as certified. Yeah, so if they were certified or above prior and they termed out for whatever reason and they reinstate, they're going to come back as certified. If they didn't certify yet, they're coming back as an essential. Does that make sense? Because regardless of what they were when they terminated, whether they were certified, lead, star, superstar, director, it doesn't matter. If they cancel out and then they reinstate at a later date, they're coming back as a certified consultant. Because at that point, they will have lost their team and all of the other stuff. So I think, Amanda, what needs to happen is she needs to, she was certified and she came back as essential. I believe that if she gets active, she will bump back up to certified after commissions run. Amanda, send me a message in Facebook and just ask me to look into that, because I think that's correct, is that she'll come back as essential. And then once commissions run, I think she has to get active and then it'll bump back up. I can't remember the exact numbers in my head, but I've seen this happen. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but send me a message on Facebook and I'll look into it so that I can give you accurate information. Okay. All right. So we just talked about consultants that joined prior to August 1st. Now for consultants that join from August 1st, brand new consultants, not reinstatements, that join brand new from August 1st until the end of the incentive period. For each frontline consultant that you sponsor between August 1st and January 31st that hits certified for the first time during the period, the first person that does that, you're going to get 1,000 points. The second person, so if you sponsor 2 people, when the first one hits certified, you're getting 1,000 points. When the second one hits certified, you're getting 1,500 points. Sponsor 3 people, first one you get 1,000, second one you get 2,000, 1,500, third one you get 3,000. Okay, so the more you sponsor, the more opportunity you have for extra points that are going to help you. Sponsoring points are the hardest ones for us to earn. We all know that, right? So any opportunity we have to get extra is good. And this is actually the category where it was originally supposed to be 2,000 and Dan mistakenly said 3,000 on end of month. And Sensi said, you know what, we'll make it 3,000. So they gave us even more than what they intended on giving us. So that's pretty awesome of them because they very easily could have said what he said on end of month is not official. We know that. We always say that. Wait until everything is on the workstation, right? End of month doesn't count. But they went ahead and gave it to us. So I'm super grateful for that. And again, it's a great way to get some extra bonus points. Yeah, thanks, Dan, right? Thanks for your mistake. He's been traveling for like 2 months doing SFRs, and the poor guy made a little mistake and we had to change the whole incentive earning criteria. All right. And then the last category is frontline promotions to lead consultant. So if you have a frontline consultant who promotes to lead for the first time is that the last thing? Let me make sure I got yeah. Okay. If they promote to lead for the first time during the qualification period, you're going to get 2,500 points. Okay. Again, it's helping our consultants grow in their business is going to also help you grow in yours. Okay. All right. So those are the criteria and how you can earn the points. The next chunk of that page on Workstation, it kind of looks like this, right? It has some examples. I'm not going to go through all of them. We would be here all night, but basically it gives you kind of sample breakdowns. I'm a certified consultant. I'm going to do X number of PRV every month. I'm going to sponsor X number of people. This is what your final points are going to look like if you do that. Okay. It's just going to kind of help you build your plan. So there's different starting points, different ending points. And like I said, it's going to help you build that plan that you need to come to the number of points that you need to hit in order to earn. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to go through all of those, but I highly recommend you print out some kind of tracker. I think I actually, I didn't print it myself, but I think I put it in the board, and it actually is like a chart, because this is great for tracking what you've done. And it does say like what you need here. But if you're like me, like I have to lay it all out and be like, this is what I need to do right now in August. I want to hit X PRV. I want to sponsor X number of people, and I want them to hit certified because that's going to give me these points. You can plan it out. This is great for tracking what you're doing as you're doing it, but it's just like when you're setting goals. If you don't have something that you're working towards, it's very hard to, number one, stay motivated, but number two, know what you need to do to get there, because where is there, right? And when you break that down, because obviously we know what the end there is, right? It's 1533 or 60,000 points, but that's a giant elephant, right? We have to take it one step at a time. So break it down, like I said, into 6 months. Look at what you need to do month by month by month. Okay. And then what I would recommend doing is at the end of every month, you have to reevaluate the time that you have left. Because if you didn't hit those goals in August, what you have planned out for the rest of the 5 months needs to change, because you have to make up for what you didn't hit in August. If you're ahead of schedule, don't bring stuff down. Keep it where it is, because you always want to shoot high. But if you're falling short in August, you need to be able to make up for that in the next 5 months, right? So if you were saying I need to get 2,000 PRV every month, but in August you only got 1,000, you need to get more than 2,000 PRV every month the next 5 months to make up for what you missed out on in August. Okay. So at least once a month, you need to be reevaluating the overall plan so that you can make sure that you're adjusting for areas that you may need to work a little bit harder on. Okay. Like I said, if you're ahead of schedule, kudos, but don't bring stuff down and be like, okay, I needed to get 2,000 and I got 3,000. So now I really only need to get 1,200 or whatever. I mean, yes, it's true, but don't do that, because then if something does go awry towards the end and you're like, oh crap, now I need to get an extra 1,000 in the last 3 days of the month, then you're chasing that. Okay. All right. So, cool. We got 20 minutes left. Let's talk about some things that we can do during this incentive period to earn these points. Now, this is not going to be anything new. I'm not going to be like blowing your mind with crazy brand new PRV earning ideas, but it's really good going back to basics. It's parties. Okay. I know parties have been weird. They were great during COVID when people couldn't go anywhere, but then they kind of fizzled out because I think people were doing so many of them, but people are getting back together. We have to figure out how to party again, whether it's catalog parties, pouch parties, if we're going to do in-home parties again, open houses, sip and sniffs, whatever you need to do, because parties are the easiest way for you to grow your customer base. And the larger your customer base is, the bigger pond that you have to fish from for orders, right? The more people you have coming to you to order, and you need to grow your customer base. So I always hear a lot of times people are like, well, I only have 10 customers. Okay. You need to find more people. So how do we do that? Ask 2 or 3 of your best customers if they'll host a party. Because that's how you're going to meet new people. I have a party going on right now. It's actually one of the best I've had in a long time. And the hostess is amazing. And I already have like 6 or 7 orders from brand new people. And so that like gave me a boost in my own confidence, because I'm like, okay, I got 6 new customers this month, you have to be growing all of the time. You cannot keep going in the circle with the same 10 customers, because they're not always going to need something. You have to grow so that you've got more people to work with. Honestly, Tara, I'm running it the same way that I've done other parties. My hostess is just amazing. She is so engaging. She's commenting, she's tagging people, she's sharing her own pictures. I've been talking to her. She's a little scarred. She sold It Works and LuLaRoe previously. So she's a little bit scarred. But I've told her, I'm like, you're amazing. And I actually messaged her after the second day, and I was like, I just have to tell you, you are like the best hostess, and your people, and a lot of her guests have also been in direct sales, so they know that engagement is important. But it's just been really, really good. I'm really excited. She actually said to me today, she's like, what can I do to help you with the live portion tonight? And I was like, the same thing that you've been doing. Tag people, comment, engage. I said, go in the group and remind people that I'm going live. And she's like, well, make me an admin and I'll do the tag everyone thing. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. But I needed this because my parties have been stale for a very long time. And so just having a really good party has given me some confidence back that, you know what? Okay, we can do this. And I actually already have one party booked off of hers for September. And I'm trying to get another one of her guests to do one in October when holiday comes. Okay. So parties, you have to be doing them. And do you know how to get parties? We have to ask. We have to ask. And I did that. I actually did, while I was up north last week, I had posted in my VIP group saying that anybody that booked an event for August would get to sneak peek the catalog. And so she was like, what do I have to do? And I told her, and I knew she had been in direct sales before, but I said, I set up the link for you. You share it with anybody on or off Facebook. I will set up the group. I'll go in there. I'll make posts. I'll share pictures. I said, well, I'm doing like the little Simon Says game. So something very simple. But I said, the more you engage, the better it's going to go. Like I gave her the whole spiel, and she has just been fantastic. And I had one other person that I have a party booked for that I'm going to do next week. But it really is the easiest way for you to grow your customer base. It's not always fun. It's hard sometimes to get people to do it. But if you start with the people who you know, I mean, sometimes I have to say, hey, I need a favor. Like I need somebody to have a party because I need some help. And I know that I have a core group of people that I could reach out to, and they'll say, yeah, let's do it. And they're doing it for me. And we preach all the time, make this about your host, make this about your new consultant. And it is, but sometimes it's okay to ask for help, right? And so I've had to do that before, and I may have to do it again if I don't get some more parties from this, because I know that I need to grow. And I can't just let no push me down and say, well, this isn't working, right? Like I have to keep trying. Okay. All right. So parties, number one way to get new contacts. Fundraisers. I also have somebody that's interested in a fundraiser. That's another way to get lots of new contacts. I do a fundraiser for a customer of mine every like March, April. It's a fundraiser for MS. She does an MS walk every year. So we do a fundraiser. I donate my commission back to her. And last year, this is the third year that I've done it. The first year I got 42 new customers from her. Last year I had a lot of those repeat customers, but I probably had about another 15-ish. And then this year I had probably about 7 or 8. So a little bit less, but I still, over the course of 3 years, have gotten over 50 new customers from her. I've gotten new team members from here. I don't know if any of them are on here, but a couple of them have come from her fundraiser. That's how I got connected with them. But it's a great way to meet new people that can turn into potential hostesses or potential teammates or potential club subscribers, whatever it is, right? So parties and fundraisers and events. If you are someone who does events or has events available to you in your local community, it's a great way. I don't do a lot of events. I never really have. Where I live, it's hard to get into events with Scentsy because there's typically, once you get into an event with an organizer, you stay with it, and they only typically let you have one per company, which I think is smart. It's not like I would want to be there with another Scentsy consultant too, but sometimes it's hard to get into them, but if you can get into them, I have one that I do with a church. It got canceled last year, but I'm hoping they do it this year in around Christmas time. It's like a holiday shop. That's a great way to get new customers, get your name out there in the community, collect contact information, things like that. So those 3 things are the easiest way to grow. Okay. But you also have to start thinking about other ways to get PRV and things like that once you've started growing, right? We don't want people to just order at a party and be done. So we have to start thinking about other ways that we can keep that wheel of PRV and wheel of hostesses and new teammates turning. So ways that you can get PRV, again, parties, events, fundraisers are great for that. Scentsy Club. If you are not pushing Scentsy Club, I urge you to learn about it. There is an entire training lesson on Workstation that you can watch. Set up a Scentsy Club of your own. I don't care if you set it up, get one shipment, and cancel it. I feel like it's essential for you to be able to effectively promote Scentsy Club. You need to have a Scentsy Club or have had a Scentsy Club. It's kind of like someone who's selling a car, right? Someone's going to come and ask him a bunch of things about the car. If he doesn't know anything about the car, you're not going to buy the car from him or anything, really, right? So you need to know how it works. You need to experience it for yourself so that you can promote it and say, this really is an amazing program. Let me tell you why. Share it with your customers. Show them what you're getting. Show them, I know Tara does this a lot. This is what my Scentsy Club looks like this month. Look at all these bars that are no longer available, but I'm still getting them because I have them in my club. And people are going to be like, wait, how do we do that? Right? How do I still get whatever it is that went away last year? Or during this month when we've got a whole bunch of scents that are discontinuing? Like Jamie said, thank God, because she's got Very Merry Cranberry in it. And you guys, that was the shocker for me this time. I don't know about anybody else. Very Merry Cranberry not coming back in the fall catalog was like, so we were at SFR and Jamie was in the bathroom and I was looking through the catalog and I realized it wasn't in there. And she comes running, like tearing out of the bathroom and she's like, Tim, Very Merry Cranberry's not coming back. That was the shocker, because it's been around since I've been around, which is going on 8 years, and it's a staple fragrance. So if somebody didn't put that in their club at the end of the last fall catalog, they're out of luck right now. And that's super sad because it's a really great fragrance. Okay. So again, if you don't have a Scentsy Club, I highly recommend setting one up. Even if you just set it up and cancel. If you don't need to get stuff recurring, that's fine. But set it up so that you can experience it, so that you can accurately promote that to your customers, because Scentsy Club is a huge benefit to your business. I had over 1,200 PRV last month from Scentsy Club alone. And I'm not saying that to brag about anything. Trust me, that's not even, I mean, if you guys know who Lisa Roberry is, she gets like 20,000 PRV a month. I'm not even kidding, in Scentsy Club PRV. But I had 1,200, which was really exciting for me because that was 1,200 PRV that I was guaranteed to me. And all I had to do was love on my customers for it. Okay. So Scentsy Club is going to be key for your PRV. It also will help you know who would make a good consultant, because in terms of ordering, because if they're ordering, if they have a big Scentsy Club and they have it shipping every month or every 2 months, that might be a good person to get on board, because they're going to be ordering every month. They're going to be sharing with their friends and family. They're going to be telling them about it, all of that stuff. Okay. Mystery boxes. You can do your own mystery boxes. Again, I'm not going to get into all of the details, but a lot of months, I haven't done them the last couple months, kind of taken a break. But you can do your own mystery boxes, scent crates, whatever you want to call them. It's basically like a whiff box. It's where the whiff box actually came from, were consultants creating mystery boxes every month. And Scentsy said, this is a great idea. We're going to implement this into Scentsy. So you can do that, or you can make the whiff box your mystery box. Okay. I did that in my VIP group. I know everybody has seen it. I think Allie shared it in the group yesterday or today about the fall sneak peek boxes, where you tell people you're going to get to try the fall products before they become available. That's the whiff box. It's all put together for you. You don't have to think about it at all. You just say it's $35 plus tax and shipping. I sold 8 of them. Okay. And I actually had 2 people that were like, I'll do it. But I had already shown them the whiff box and they were like, no, I'm going to pass this month. And so when they said they were going to do my early sneak peek box, I messaged them and I'm like, just so you know, it's the whiff box. So since you said you weren't interested in the whiff box, I don't want you to get this and then feel like I tried to pull a fast one on you. And they both declined, and that's fine. But that's customer service, because I could have very easily said, okay, you didn't want the whiff box, but I'm still going to get you the whiff box, pre-orders for Scent and Warmer of the Month at the beginning of each month, and LTOs. We have so many LTOs. You guys, if you can take pre-orders and you're comfortable doing pre-orders, it's a great way to get people to order those products that they might not be able to get online and order at launch time. Okay. Pre-orders can be very stressful. So if it's not something that you want to jump into, that's okay. But it is an opportunity for PRV, because a lot of times, wake up at 3 a.m. with us. We're fun at 3 a.m. or in the middle of the day on a Monday. It's a great opportunity for PRV if you are up for that kind of thing. It's one of those things where I feel like I love my sleep. Trust me, I would rather sleep in than do a lot of things, but I am a PRV chaser. And so if there's an opportunity for me to make PRV on something, I'm going to get my butt up at 3 o'clock in the morning and put orders in, and then I'll go back to bed. So that's a personal thing, but pre-orders are a great way for you to boost your PRV. New catalog is starting September 1st. I hope you're not sharing it yet publicly, even though, well, Harvest products, I was going to say too, Harvest products are already on our websites. But sharing little things here and there, okay. But again, we're going to be I'm talking about the entire incentive period. So new catalog is starting September 1st. Start reaching out to your past hostesses, see if they want to host another party. Fall is a great time for Scentsy because people love to decorate for fall and Halloween. And then we get into the holidays. And of course, people decorate for the holidays. And so now's the time to start filling up your calendar for the rest of the year. You don't have to go month by month. I'm already trying to book into October and November so that I have those things ready to go. So new catalog and harvest are going to be September 1st. I'm taking pre-orders for that stuff as well. I already have people I had somebody message me about the Mickey pumpkin warmer, I think while we were at SFR. It had gotten leaked somewhere, and she messaged me and she's like, I need you to put me down for this. I said, okie dokie. So you can start reaching out to people and start getting the interest going and start thinking about getting pre-orders from people. Preload that PRV, front load that PRV, front load those parties, front load everything so that you are not chasing all of this stuff once the month gets here. Robin's got pre-orders for Harvest. I love it. And again, holiday is going to come on October 1st. So we're going to have the same thing. We're going to be able to get our holiday brochures next month. It's going to launch in October. November, we'll likely have bricks again. Yeah, we will have bricks. We saw those at SFR. They're Christmas tree shaped. They're so cool. And we're going to have a bunch of LTOs in there as well. We're going to have the collectible Christmas warmer, which is super cute. Really excited about that one. Tons of stuff, you guys. I would recommend really sitting down as you make your plan to earn the incentive. Sit down and write down the things that you know are coming so that you can kind of factor that in. Like, okay, holiday collection is going to be in October. That's a great time to get a lot of parties because people are going to be shopping for themselves and they're going to be shopping for gifts. October and November. Oh, yes, and bricks in the catalog. They're putting select bricks in the catalog this year. So that's super exciting. But there is no lack of opportunity ever really in this business. Even in our slow months, there's no lack of opportunity. We've had LTOs out the wazoo. We've had flash sales, warehouse sales, all of the things, right? They're giving us everything that we could need to be successful. It comes down to us doing the work, putting in the effort, putting in the time, and being consistent. That's what's going to propel you forward in the fall. Because I get really excited about fall and I say, gosh, fall is the busiest season and it's great. It's the best time to be part of Scentsy. But if you are sitting back doing nothing, then it's not going to be a great season for you. But that's not Scentsy's fault. And it's not your sponsor's fault. This is my tough love. Because I know that if you put in the work, you will get the rewards. I promise you. But you have to be consistent. You can't say, oh, well, I reached out and nobody wanted to buy anything. Or my customers aren't going to want to pay $55 for a plush pumpkin. Right? We don't know that. It's not up to us to decide what they're going to spend their money on. My husband didn't want to sell the pizza kits last night, but guess what? He did. Right? So you have to do the things that maybe you don't think you can do, because if you don't do them, then you're not going to get the rewards. Yay! Lauren got a party while we were chatting. All right. So sponsoring, you need to talk about the opportunity. You need to talk about how people can make a couple extra dollars for Christmas money. Insert income disclosure statement here. If you are talking about income, you have to include the income disclosure statement link in your post. Okay. You have to, because that saying that someone is going to be able to earn extra money for Christmas isn't a guarantee, because if they join and they don't do anything, they don't earn any money for Christmas. Okay. You can say, how does 4 extra paychecks sound before Christmas, which I have been doing. And like, you can say that. You need to insert income disclosure statement, because it says basically there's no guarantee that you're going to make 4 extra paychecks, but if you do the work, you'll get the paychecks. Okay. Flipping hostesses is key. Use your parties and your guests and flip those hostesses, or flip the party guests. If the hostess isn't interested, ask her if it's okay if you offer the kit to her guests. Offer those kits. Get some new people on board. You're going to have people come and go. Okay. You're going to sponsor people who might be really excited right out of the gate, and then they just kind of fall off. and they could come back down the road one day, or maybe they won't. And not every person that you sponsor is going to dive in and be consistent. You have to be okay with that. We have to understand that everybody is going to join for a different reason. There's plenty of people in our group who do this just to buy their own products, or just to get $50 a month or $20 a month. And I know Shelly's not on here, and I know she's okay with me using her as an example, because she uses this to fund her Starbucks habit. She doesn't want to have a big team. She wants to do this for herself, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to want to go big or go home, right? But we have to meet people where they are and support them where they're at. But you also want to make sure that you're continuously looking for people that you can help whatever way they want to be helped, okay? Or help them do whatever they want to do with their business. Work closely with your new teammates. It is your responsibility when you sponsor someone to help guide them. You don't have to have all the answers. Workstation is a great resource. Consultant support is a great resource. Our group page is a great resource. You do not have to bear the entire weight of every question that a new consultant has, but you do need to be there to support them. Because while we say it's not your sponsor's job to make you successful, it is your sponsor's job to support you. And so if you bring somebody on and then you're like, okay, good luck, please don't expect them to do well. Also, yes, thank you, Jamie. You need to show up if you expect your consultants to show up. If you have a team and you want your people to show up to trainings, or you want your people to participate in something, you need to be doing it too, because they're watching you, right? They're like baby birds. They're watching you. And if they see that it's not important to you, then why should it be important to them? Okay. But I promise you, if you guys sit down, you create a plan, you work the plan consistently, this incentive can be yours. Okay. Any one of us can earn this, whether you are brand new, started 5 minutes ago, or you've been doing Scentsy for 8 years. Okay. It doesn't matter. The opportunity is there. The tools are there. The resources are there. If you do the work, you plan it out, and you execute the plan, you can earn this. Okay. We saw it with the spring incentive. We had 35 people earn the spring incentive. That's the most I've ever had in my group earn anything. It was amazing. I was so excited every time I would log in and see a new name that said they earned it, and I got to share that with you guys. That's the best. So I want to do that with this incentive too. Okay. All right. So we're almost at the top of the hour, so I don't have time to do like a big old Q&A, but if you still have questions after we have gone through all of this, reach out, either post them in the group, send me a message your sponsor. That's what they're there for. Message your director. That's what they're there for. If they can't help you, they can come to me and we can work together on something. I don't want anybody out there feeling like they don't have the support that they need. We will try to help you get answers. Consultant support is there. Okay. We're all here for you. All right. So giveaway. Thank you guys for hanging out. How many people do we still have? We have 16 people. Oh my God. Okay, so 16 of you guys are eligible for this giveaway. Part of it is in that purple envelope. The rest of it is on its way to me. Here's what you need to do. Are you paying attention? Okay, so you need to go do it in the next hour. Okay, and I'm going to keep track of who posts between now and 10 p.m. And then I'll do a drawing later on, probably tomorrow. 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Jamie, because it's 9 o'clock, 9:01 Eastern right now. You have until 10. You have 1 hour. 10 p.m. Eastern, whatever time that is where you are, to make your post. Okay. And I'm excited to see what your bucket list trips are, but I'm also excited to hopefully create some FOMO and get people to want to be here and have fun with us. Okay. All right. So you guys, thank you for hopping on. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you're excited to go make a plan. If you need help with your plan, reach out to somebody, your sponsor, your director, me, and we will help you. But again, you know what you have to do. We just have to go and do it. And hopefully we will see lots of you guys at SFR and Hawaii or Bora Bora on the trip. Krista, in the group page, not in the event page, in our big group page. Okay. So you guys have until 10 p.m. Eastern to go and do that. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.